What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another Tuesday edition here on 30 NSG. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Star Wars Outlaws. Article from PC Gamer says Star Wars Outlaws has the same problem as every modern Star Wars thing, playing it way too safe. We're going to watch the Star Wars trailer that went yesterday. It was a 10-minute long video. I wanted to break that down and kind of look at more stuff as we didn't get to pause and whatnot yesterday. We're going to talk about Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League will complete its current announced roadmap, but Warner Brothers quiet on what's happening after that. That article is from IGN. And then we're also going to watch a Dragon Age, the Veilguard event that happens at 11 o'clock. So that's about an hour from now. We're going to watch that. That's an official gameplay reveal and what the game is going to be. So we're going to watch that as well. If you like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We just talk about gaming, conversations, news stories. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. What's going on, Eclipse? What's going on, Quest? Buda Papa, PL, Sarge, Eclipse, Gene, good morning. Roadkill, Kylo, Water Bear, good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? I think I saw Travis here, right? Yeah, Travis. What's going on, Travis? What's going on, Brian? Go on, Z. Excited for Outlaws, but not day one. Something looks off. I watched, so one of you guys posted a video, I think it was Dustin, posted something in our Discord. I watched Luke Stevens talk about it. He was kind of like blown away by it. What's going on, RPG? Lots of people are talking good about it, right? I think it looks good myself. Again, I've said before we even saw all this gameplay stuff, when they first showed it, I said it reminds me of like a Red Dead Redemption, but Star Wars edition type of thing, right? So, and I also said I'll probably play that more than I would play Starfield, unless Starfield got the Star Wars mods, and we started playing the Star Wars mods last night on Starfield. So we'll see what happens with the game. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go over this article, and then we'll look at the video again, because the video looked badass yesterday. The 10-minute long gameplay. They're confident. Massive is confident. I like massive games. Let's see. Eclipse says, I hope the game is playing change since my mind, because the trailer was trash. I felt like it was watching the Saints Row reboot. For what is that? I hope this gameplay. Oh, you're talking about Dragon Age Veilguard. I was like, for Outlaws? I was like, what are we talking about, Eclipse? Star Wars without Jedi doesn't fit me well. I mean, I kind of agree. Quest. I mean, Star Wars is the Force, is Jedi. You could tell stories outside of it, but Star Wars is the Force. I'm more excited about Shadows than Outlaws, but I prefer Samurai over Star Wars without Jedi first. Would it be the same way, Water, if The Last Jedi never came out and Star Wars never became what it became? Would you feel the same? I know it's a weird question to ask, but... Come on, Quitar. Happy Monday, part 2 of 5-part series. What's going on, Roadkill? All right, let's get started with this first one. Okay, we have the other event happening at 11 o'clock. So, Star Wars Outlaws. This comes from PC Gamer. Okay, it says Star Wars Outlaws has the same problem as every modern Star Wars thing, playing it way too safe. If you guys like what I do here, we just cover news stories, have conversations with live chat. You can listen or watch us Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right, so let's get started. So Star Wars Outlaws has the same problem as every other modern Star Wars thing, playing it way too safe. There's still so much we don't know about Outlaws, but I saw moments of greatness, he said. Okay. It said, I went into the Summer Game Fest demo Star Wars Outlaws hoping to answer one big question. What it's like to wander around the first person or first open world Star Wars game, the debut gameplay trailer, and from last year's instantly sold me on the fun sneaking through gangster hideouts, breaking into a shootout, and then riding off into the sunset on a speeder. Ubisoft has made a lot of noise about Outlaws, wide open frontiers of unfamiliar worlds, but curiously, this is not what it was interested in showing off this weekend. Instead, what I played for were 3 different disconnected missions that showed off 3 things that you'll be doing a lot of in Outlaws: climbing and shooting, sneaking and shooting, and flying and shooting. I had fun with all 3, though not much as I imagined. Now, I kind of, just the way they're talking in the article, I mean, you can literally break down any game like that, can't you? Be like, oh man, I was just playing Grand Theft Auto and it's fun, but you're just driving and then getting out and shooting and then more shooting and then killing people and then going to strip clubs and then killing people. It's like, in Dark Souls, you just kind of run around and you just kind of sack and slash people and then you dodge. And it's like, I hate when people break stuff down like that, but let's continue. Well, you've likely played the Ubisoft games that make up Star Wars Outlaws before. K's dog-shaped alien that also can remotely activate traps and distract guards is a one-to-one watchdogs. Her ability is blind fire, and trigger and market execute is straight out of Splinter Cell's vault. And throttling the speed of K's spaceship is a lot like raising the Jackdaw's sails in Assassin's Creed 4. Ubisoft has always been good at recycling the parts of its games that it worked on, or that worked, but it's been seen as Outlaws, these adapt mechanics have been dulled. It says, like so many pieces in the media with Star Wars, on the cover these days, Outlaws feels a bit basic. K-Vest's singular weapon is a blaster with 2 modes, red for kill and blue for depleting shields. Stealth is forgiving, and with a sparse of guards in the spaces and suckled through lots of leeway to break lines of sight when things are going south. When it was time for a shootout, stormtroopers were so bad at their job that they shot anywhere but at me. Okay, he says, quote, okay, maybe that's just an Ubisoft sticking to the lore. As I spelunked through the cavernous remains of the galactic cruiser, spamming A, scheming between yellow-painted ledges, I felt like I was playing Ubisoft's best approximation of Uncharted. I kind of missed the cool wall running or double jumping of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Well, one's a Jedi, one's not. So, okay. So maybe one or no one pillar of Outlaws will knock my socks off, but it would also be very Ubisoft to make a handful so-so systems that doesn't really sing until the experiences them all together. Okay. He says, again, we weren't allowed to roam the open world to create our own mischief. We were also largely locked into one style of play in each mission. But was a few glimpses of Outlaws I'm still excited to play. The third mission I played started with this stealthy infiltration of the Empire's ship before dissolving into a huge shootout at a tarmac. Then the same fight moved into pass or space, and also heavy aim assist guided my lasers to the squadron of pursuing TIE fighters. I expected the demo to end after the tutorial for clearing the gang notoriously. Notoratory? Can't say that word. But the pleasant surprise, but I was directed to land on the nearest planet. Landing on the planets basically amounts to load screens, but fairly seamless one. K's ship never stops moving, and the surface of the planet's obscured by cloud cover until it's loaded. I briefly explored one of the outlaw cities, and I spotted shops and side quest givers, and I played a few rounds of Galactic Blackjack, and it was a proper name I can't remember. He says, it was only the moment of my hour-long demo where I stopped thinking about what the other games that Outlaws reminded me of and clicked with the experience of Ubi is selling, coming and going and pleasing and taking out the odd jobs, playing all sides with local gangs or a few fleeing minutes, and I disappeared into the fantasy of being a gun for higher frontier space, and all of this is missing was the freedom of speed off towards the next job. So he says, I do wonder about the open world. We're under 3 months from release, and we've only seen Outlaws in the context of a linear mission. Basic cover shooting and climbing is fun and all, but Outlaws' success will be measured at least as part of why it makes the sandbox matter. In past eras of Ubisoft, crafting a meaty sandbox meant cramming climbable towers, chests, and collectibles into every corner. More recently, it meant overloading the map with potential fetch quests and what exploration itself. I hope Outlaws adapts to the exploration mode in Avatar Frontiers of Pandora and made tracking down people of places so engaging. Star Wars Outlaws is due out August 30th, and once again, Ubi is skipping Steam at first, and you'll find Ubisoft Connect at the Epic Game Store. So it sounds like it's good, right? It sounds like it's a fun game. The way people describe it, I still feel like it's like a Red Dead Redemption, and I'm not comparing it a one-to-one to Red Dead Redemption, right? Like, Rockstar is next level making their games, okay? But when I'm talking about Red Dead Redemption, I'm talking about a good story that's in there, and Outlaws feels like it has a pretty meaty story in there. It feels like you could just go around, get on your horse, and go around the world. Get on your bike and go around the world, right? You can have shootouts with people. Star Wars is really a Western, right? A space Western or a sci-fi you know, space spaghetti western type of thing. And that's what it is. And that's what it feels like of all the stuff that we've seen so far. You're going on a heist, you're trying to get money, you're getting a gang together, right? There's a lot of stuff. It does look good, right? I don't have a problem with the actual game the way it looks. I have a problem with Ubisoft's business model and the way they make their certain games, okay? All their games are pretty much, like the article says, pretty samey as far as the things. But to break a game down by driving and shooting and running, and then fly, you know, whatever, that to me is silly, right? I think a game, when you play a game, whatever that is, each their own, each game is different for everybody. But if you can sit down and start playing a game and it makes you lose, what at the end of his article is what he talks about, like he was just roaming around the town and he forgot that there was just shooting and guns and this and that. Like he was living in that world. And I think that's what it does. That's what you can do in Red Dead. That's what you could do in like Mass Effect. That's what you could do in a lot of these games where they're open world stuff like this. So I'm not really worried about the gameplay. I think the game's going to be fine. I don't think there's Luke Stevens in his video. He was talking about how polished it was. And I think yesterday when we were watching it, I said, they're showing a lot, man. That means they're confident in what this game is. It's 2 months out and they're showing a lot of gameplay, maybe too much gameplay. I want to know more about the systems and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't want to know. Right? Like, you show me stuff, and I'm like, all right, cool, you showed me that, but I want to peek a little bit more behind what that system is. Maybe right now, the basics, because of their business model, right? There is a season pass, there is more story coming down the line. Maybe the basics of the game right now with just a regular blaster is kind of minimal, but then down the road, they add more stuff. Who's to know? Let me know what you guys think about Outlaws. We're going to watch a video after this of the breakdown from yesterday. But let me know about Outlaws. Are you excited about Outlaws? Are you excited? Are you kind of hesitant because of what's happening in the gaming sphere? Are you hesitant because of what's happening with Disney Star Wars? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Star Wars Outlaws looks good. Everybody said it plays good. It's very polished. Yeah, Roadkill. When I watched a couple of videos, everyone was like very impressed by how it plays. Kylo says, God, I hate Ubisoft. Waterbear says, well, I love Star Wars because of the fact that they based it off of Samurai. Well, the Jedi portions of it. PL says, Outlaws enemies look a little toned down, not fighting back. See, and I don't know if that's because of the lore of Stormtroopers or if it's... We watched the video last night after I was playing, and obviously they haven't shown this, but last night we were playing Starfield, and we had the Boba Fett mod on where we looked like Star Wars, right? And we watched a... I forget the guy's name now. I forget the YouTube channel we watched, but they showed a mod of Star Wars. Okay, and when they showed the Star Wars mod, they showed like Mandalorians. Like you went into a certain outpost, and there was a whole group of, instead of Crimson Fleet, it was like the Mandalorians. That would be cool. Like if there's Stormtroopers and Mandalorians and different types of factions across the board, where the Stormtroopers are not very good shooters and whatnot, but yet you're fighting other guys and they're very hard. That would be cool because then that would make you feel like you're in the actual Storm. You know, not Storm. Make you feel like you're really in the Star Wars universe. You know what I mean? Also, the bot in Battlefront 2 campaign did the same thing. Use your powers, overwhelming annoyance, and send LucasArts emails about how they make the fucking Star Wars game. Let's get them something started. Travis says, I wish I had those powers, but yeah, I don't. Let's see here. Nate says, it's crazy to say Mass Effect. They could add this to Starfield. I can't wait for Outlaws. Yeah, Outlaws, like I said, does look good. Bolter says, you know what I'm surprised about? I'm surprised that I haven't gotten a Watch Dogs this generation. Well, wasn't there a story about Watch Dogs didn't do very good? And they kind of put it on the shelf. All right, let's watch. Let me bring this up. This is the video that was yesterday. Okay. I want to watch this and kind of pause it as we go. Okay. I want to watch this and kind of pause it as we go. They showed a lot of stuff yesterday, man, with this. I was very surprised on how much they showed. All right, here we go. Nope, that's the wrong one.
record.
I know this is dumb, but at the same time, I kind of like stuff like this, right? Like the other bigger games, like you could play Gwent in Witcher. You could play other games. You know what I mean? Like, I like that there's an arcade game inside.
At the top, where it should be.
Right. I think this is fun. Like, look at the detail.
Hello, everyone. I'm Matthias Carlson.
Like, look at that detail, right? And even this font right here, even this font, I know this is not in the game. This is the thing, but this is the font that's actually in the game. Okay? It's crazy.
Game director.
They did a really good job of putting it back in. And I said this last year when we saw this. I said I like the look of her because she looks like she's out of the late 70s, early 80s when Star Wars was created, right? Yes, it's in a galaxy far, far away, but the set design and stuff like that was put in and made in the 70s and the early 80s, and they made her look the part, and I like that.
Today, we'll show you a different type of adventure. And as we journey across multiple systems, we will come across many opportunities for escape.
I like how the world feels lived in. Massive does a really good job with the games like this. Division 1, Division 2, for instance. It just feels good. Their level designs are like second to none.
In Star Wars Outlaws, one of your motivations for exploration.
All right, so we see up on top, we see vehicles, equipment, abilities, map, journal, reputation, and data bank. Okay, vehicles, obviously we know about her bike and we know about the ship. I wonder if there's more vehicles that you can get within the game.
Is to find elusive experts.
Okay, and also, hold on one second.
Outlaws, one of your motivations.
So you got the bartender here, and it looks like you're unlocking Bram, the bartender. It says you have 2 of 6 unlocks.
For exploration is to find elusive experts.
The mechanic, the bartender at the diner, okay, hopes that knows someone who can get rigged speeders with boost upgrades. So it looks like they're sending you on sort of missions. Like you meet people, you talk to people, it opens up more things so you can get your upgrades and stuff doing missions.
Scattered across the galaxy.
The slicers, some of the criminals hanging around are looking to hire the best slicer. I think these are also the experts because they did say something a couple months ago about the heist. Like this game is a heist. Okay, it's a heist game. So these look like your band, like you're putting the Ocean's 11 group together here.
These experts will help Kay pick up new skills to survive in the underworld.
Okay, so you got lock picking. Kay will be opening various doors, containers, and seeing the lock picking mini games. So there's a mini game. Fast talk. Delayed their reaction. Press R, push down on the right trigger or right analog when prompt briefly distracts and alerted the enemies. It says use takedown to distract enemies, 0 of 3. Defeat enemies with melee, 0 of 5. So it's like a little progression thing. Oh, to unlock it. Unlock conditions. So you have to do those things to unlock this thing. Okay.
Here, we're looking for a gunslinger who can teach us some new tricks. Our intel points to the Moss Ice.
All right, so there's Tatooine. The maps look pretty big. I mean, obviously this is just a small little section of it. Let's see. The bartender at Mos Eisley Cantina would know who the best gunslinger is on Tatooine. So
Cantina on Tatooine. So let's head back to our ship. We're picking up in Accra Station. A remnant of the Clone
I mean, look at
Wars.
this detail.
It used to be a refueling station that now acts as a trade hub for illegal.
You have a gun off to the right there.
It's a great place to resupply. Merchants are often affiliated with a syndicate.
What I want to know is, I know they pass a couple of people here that you can interact with. I like that you're walking past this, but a lot of it is just kind of just filler, right? You can't interact with a lot of these people.
And might offer you a special deal if you're in good standing.
Yeah, see, there's a vendor there. There's something to pick up over there on the left side.
This kind of business attracts all kinds of shipjackers, contract brokers, and corrupt officials.
Need your name cleared from the wanted list.
You could talk to that guy. Maybe he gives you some missions or something off to the side there.
Your ship. The Trailblazer is a refined
Yeah, there's another vendor over here to the left.
850, the last of its kind. On board, you'll find everything you need to finalize your preparations.
I hope you can upgrade your ship and put stuff in, sort of like we can do in Starfield a little bit. Stop, Prosy. Come on, Argus. Come on, Nate.
Hey, Andy.
I'm telling you, man, this is Starfield. This is better than Starfield in my eyes, just because I like Star Wars. You know what I mean? But then again, I said Starfield if you put Star Wars into Starfield, then I'm okay with that as well. All right, we got space combat
Each
now.
planet has its own system for you to explore.
I mean, obviously we're in a space station, right? So there's no load screen while you're in space. So you could land inside the space station and then just get out of your ship. I guess that would be a load screen. This is the load screen right here, right? This right here is the load screen. Right? That's the load screen, and then seamless, boom, now you're out there.
Each planet has its own system for you to explore, and many of
Now, I want to know, can I blow up that ship? Right? Can I blow up that ship in front of me?
opportunities
Right?
to make
Can I mess with these people?
which you can choose to engage with or not.
All right, he says something there. Hold on.
Many opportunities to make a few.
Hold on one second. Let me make it a little louder.
Space.
Each planet has its own system for you to explore, and many opportunities to make a few credits, which you can choose to engage with or not.
Okay.
Under attack! My ship will not survive long.
Okay, so it's doing the exact same thing as other space games. You can choose to attack and intervene, help people. I like that.
This is Kay Vess on board the Trailblazer. I'm coming to help.
Missing every single shot there.
Turret activated, Kenny.
One down.
I like a little attention to detail. The flight looks good. Looks like almost like Starfighter Assault from Battlefront.
Happy to help. And you can tell Gorak he owes Kay Vess a ship.
In space, your actions also have consequences and can impact your reputation with syndicates.
I like how, I wouldn't say, obviously it's not a nemesis system, but I do like how, based on what you do, it's going to affect your status with other factions and whatnot.
This optional dog,
Which then gives you different time, like you could, for the Pike Syndicate, right? Your first playthrough, or as you're playing through your first playthrough, or through one playthrough, you go all Pike, right? So you're all good with the Pike Syndicate, and maybe you're shitty with someone else.
dogfight allowed us to improve our reputation with the Pikes while making a few credits.
Spooling up the hyperdrive.
I wonder if that opens up more missions, different different abilities maybe unlock when you're doing stuff. That'd be interesting.
Now let's continue our journey and head to Tatooine.
Tatooine space. Edge of the galaxy.
I wonder how big the space around the planets are, right? And I wonder, I know you can't fly into it like yourself, but you can fly in once you lock on and pick your thing, and then it flies into the atmosphere. We were right about that over a year ago. I said there's no way that you're flying in. We broke it down to the point of where you actually get control once you go back out into space. So I'm okay with the transition of the load screen. It just looks seamless. Obviously, I would love if Starfield did the exact same thing. That's what they should have done. They've done a much better job here. It's not quite like No Man's Sky, but at the same time, it's better than less than No Man, but better than Starfield. But I want to know, if I fly towards that planet, does it get closer or closer, or is it always just staying a certain distance away until you push on the button? You know what I
The
mean?
tattoo system is in the clutches of the Hut Cartel. Our reputation with them is poor, so we best be on our way.
Like right there, right? Right there where you click. So obviously, just like Starfield, you click on the planet, and then there's points of interest that you can go to, predetermined areas that are mapped out and whatnot. So you can land in these things, right? You can change the destination, you can land, and once you click it, then it goes into the transition. I want to know if you can get closer to the planet and fly pretty close, like right about here, and still fight around it. Okay, obviously, load screen, which is fine. You want 5-6 seconds of going through clouds, or 5-6 seconds of a load screen. You know what I mean?
The infamous hive of scum and villainy.
Right. This is all part of the cutscene.
We could head straight to our destination, or explore what the city has to offer. Recreating this iconic city is a dream come true for our team, allowing us to show parts of Mos Eisley you've never seen before.
Room for one more?
There
Right,
are
there's
many
games that you can
opportunities
play.
for Scoundrel, including working your way in with the Hut Cartel. Most of Tatooine's economy is under their control, even though the increased Imperial presence has been hurting their business.
Looks great.
But first, we need to pick up the trail of our expert gunslinger.
It looks like you could talk to that robot outside. Yeah. Got a little dot above his head.
But first, we need to pick up the trail of our expert gunslinger. The best place to start is the cantina. By asking around, we learn of a pirate who is deadly with the blaster and who used to war.
Not crash into yourself, Travis. Who said that can't? Yeah. Not crashing. Like, fly there yourself. Fly yourself, not into yourself.
Our intel leads to one.
I think this is cool. Like, you see the ship, the Imperial shuttle going above, and like how the dirt kicks up as it flies overhead.
Located in the southern hills. Traveling to
I want to know if you can stop there, go inside the sand crawler.
your destination can be an adventure in itself. As you move across
I wonder how big the
scorching
maps
dunes and
are.
dusty valleys, you'll quickly realize that this lawless desert planet still holds many mysteries.
Oh, I'm not complaining, PL. I know there's boundaries. I'm not one of those people that complained about the boundaries in Starfield. Okay? What I'm asking is about the atmosphere around, like how big is that space around the planet? How close can you get to it?
We've reached our destination. We need to locate our storehouse and find our way into this heavily guarded fortress without triggering the alarm.
Busy place.
You can mark people. Now, wouldn't it have been cool? Obviously, I'm not mad about it, but instead of KVS, this could have been taking place during, maybe before New Hope, okay? And you have Han Solo and Chewbacca instead of her little dog, right? That would have been interesting.
All right. Maybe there's a data pad or something that can tell me who that old gunslinger is.
And it looks good.
Nix, attack. Good job.
I like the cheesiness of it, right? It's that they even got it right with the here. Watch this. It's that Indiana Jones Star Wars feel. Do you know what I'm talking about? With the punch, the big wind up type of thing, like the movie punches, right? You see what I'm saying? I think they've nailed the feel of what Star Wars is from the late 70s, early 80s, from the original trilogy.
Good job, buddy.
Right? That's 100% movie punch.
Nix, do you sense anyone close? Sutta. Easy. All right, let's see what we have here.
It's always third person, right?
Got
I think
it.
it's always third person. What's that little mini game that we just did?
Let's see what we have here.
How do you lock it in? What are we doing? Oh, I see.
Yes, I got.
I see. There's a little mini game. Let me back up one more time. You gotta move the thing and then lock it in when it goes to a certain section. You gotta be like R2-D2 here.
Yes, I got it.
Interesting.
Wait, Quint? That sheriff from Wayfar used to work for the Hutts? I should talk to her. Oh, come on!
Shot
We've
from
been
the hip.
spotted. But we now know where to find our gunslinger. Let's get out of here quick.
We're in trouble, pal.
Did that person just Did they shoot 3 times and miss? Wait, let me see where they shot. I think they shot between the armpit. I don't want to say the person playing is bad. It might be the controls. You know what I mean? Okay, hit there. Yeah, they missed. Oh, okay, it hit. It's going between the armpit. Effects look good.
We need a quick exit. Come on, Nick.
Did she call that in some way? Did she hit something on her wrist?
We need a quick exit. Come on, Nick.
No, she never did. Okay.
There we are.
Can I visit Luke's house? Is there an Easter egg there?
You again. If you're still looking for Haas, I haven't seen him.
Actually, I'm here for you. I heard you're the best shot on the planet.
Oh, and you want to be second best. Now is not a good time. The Hutts are coming, and I need to get ready. Get your blaster out.
What we have just shown you is the beginning of one of the many adventures you can go on
Yeah, I don't
in
care if it's
Star
burnt.
Wars Outlaws. Whether you want to learn new
That wasn't the
blaster
question.
skills,
The question was, can I
upgrade your
go there
speed,
and can there be an Easter egg? Yeah.
or become an unstoppable thief. Finding an expert is always an adventure in a galaxy full of opportunities.
They show a lot of gameplay. I wonder, I know it's two different companies, right? But I wonder if they make some sort of Easter egg or some sort of I don't think they could, because Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor take place. Well, actually, yeah, it takes place during this time frame. You don't have to see Cal Kestis, but I wonder if they mention him in passing in some way, shape, or form.
We should get moving.
I know it's two different companies, but the reason I'm saying this is it just links it all together. You know what I mean? I think it looks good, man. They've done a good job with it. It looks like they're pretty confident in their game for showing as much gameplay as they showed. Could reference him in a wanted poster. That's what I'm saying, Travis. I'm not asking for him to be in the game in any way, shape, or form, right? Cal will be more than 5 years old by this time after Empire. Cal would be more than 5 years old. What do you mean? This takes place between Empire and Return of the Jedi. Oh, 5 years older. Sorry, Titan. I was like, what? I was like, he wouldn't be 5. Yeah, no, I'm not asking for him to be in the game. I'm just asking for, like, you know, if they say a Jedi at this point, right? Obviously, Luke is not a Jedi, right? So if they talk about a Jedi at this point, then they wouldn't be talking about Luke. They would be talking about somebody else, right? I don't know. I think it would be cool just to reference him. You could speculate yourself, right? Are they talking about Luke? Are they talking about Cal Kestis? Are they talking about, you know, whoever? Well, no, this is after Empire Strikes Back, so he would be dead. Right, and they don't have to, like I said, Titan, they don't have to show him, right? They don't have to show him. They could just reference or say something. Hell, even just making reference for Ahsoka or something. Did you hear? There's Jedi are back or something. You know, I don't know. Which could be Luke. You could see Luke. Maybe we see Luke. Maybe we come across Luke. Maybe we come across Han. Maybe we saw Lando. Lando in the other trailer. We saw Lando. Obviously, we see Jabba. Maybe we come across Boba Fett because he's still alive. I know you guys don't like, well, some of you don't like that type of stuff where they reference the memory berries, but that's Star Wars, man. I'm not asking for, like, backstory or anything like that. I just want to, like, connect the worlds. Like, I don't care if we see, like, in passing Sabine or, you know what I mean? Like, anybody. Just something to connect the lines from the TV shows to the movies to the... Memory berries are great for moderation? Sure. Yeah, I'm not asking for, like, you know what I mean? I'm not asking to, like, throw up on me. Right? But if you... Maybe you're doing a mission... Right? This is the type of stuff I'm looking for, Jones, right? Maybe you're on an Imperial ship or something, right? You're doing a mission. and all of a sudden you're doing something, and in the background, all of a sudden you hear Darth Vader's voice talking to his officer, or all of a sudden in the background you see him walk across the hallway, right? You never touch him. He never does anything. You just see him. That's it. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Just little things like that. Yeah, I'm not asking for major story plot points and stuff like that. Obviously, put it where it makes sense, right? Lando, you know, playing a card game with you or whatever, gambling, that makes sense, right? I think it's a standalone Star Wars, so they can make more games. I mean, it's already not a standalone, right? They're already putting Jabba in here. They're already putting, Lando Calrissian in there. So it's not a standalone. It's part of the. I think I love about Star Wars is it's a huge world. Myself don't care about the scoundrel type characters, but the world itself is amazing. Yeah, it's just cool. Heck, even Battlefront 2 campaign characters as well. Yeah, there's so many things they could just put in the background and if you could get a Jedi game with the brutality of an AC Shadows, would be awesome. Oh, that'd be cool, right? I would be okay with a story of Ahsoka, right? After the fall, like that first year, right? Maybe you start at the crash landing of the Clone Wars, right? Of the Clone Wars, right as the ship at the end of season 7 of Clone Wars. So like it crash lands, the game starts with you walking away from the ship, and then you go on an adventure. That'd be cool. I like Mando's Jedi Sith. Oh, they could do a Mando appearance. It would be younger, right? Because this takes place between Empire and Return of the Jedi, and then Mando takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi. He could have a cameo in there. Bo-Katan could come in, something. Oh, sure. Story-wise, it's a heist thing, PPC. Yeah, I'm not looking for a connection story with the story as far as into the Star Wars universe. Like, Kay Vess is the main character. Cool. Tell a story about Kay Vess, right? It's a heist mission. That's what the game's about. You're trying to go for your. That's what they said, right? It's a heist game. We're trying to get the biggest heist of your career, or you're trying to get to become a scoundrel. Like, she's not part of any kind of alliance, you know what I mean? She's just a free character. This is a building of a character where they can put her anywhere they want later down. If this does well, make a second game. The game of the year is Shadows. After last year, anything's on the table? Yeah. We'll see what happens with Shadows. It looks good. Easy crowd pleaser would be a Luke cameo. I mean, I'll be honest, Titan. If you could just go to his burnt house and see stuff there, you'd be like, "Oh, that's so cool." Let's be honest, right? The fact that they put the details. Oh, that would be cool, Travis. Instead of doing the Ahsoka game, like I said, do a Mara Jade game. %60 of the player base can't even play the DLC. Why is that, Eclipse? Because they didn't get far enough in the game. Is that what it is? Yeah, okay, that's what it is. I have 2 games I'm playing July 2nd. First Ascendant and Dawn Trail. Dawn Trail, that's the Final Fantasy 14 DLC water. I don't want to go into another story because the Dragon Age thing starts at 11. That's in 15 minutes. We'll do the Suicide Squad talk after Dragon Age. It's basically like the movie Solo, but you play a new character. Yeah. Which I'm okay if you play different characters. I'm okay with them telling new stories and stuff. A lot of people are... I mean, obviously, would I have preferred a Han Solo game? Sure. But I'm not going to hate on this game because it's not Han Solo, right? Yeah, the first Ascendant is going to be interesting. It's the monetization that's going to be big for that game. As far as, is it going to go hard and ruin it, or is it going to be easygoing, sort of like what Warframe is? That'll be the tale. It does have a lot of Solo reference. I mean, you see Solo frozen, so you know you're not going to see him because he's frozen in Jabba's palace. You see his girlfriend. You got Jabba, right? There's a lot of the Syndicate. You have a lot of stuff that references him, but he's not there. It would be nice. Maybe you meet up with Chewie, do a mission or something. I would take that. Zero says the looter shooter genre is cursed. 30. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League could have been good, but I think the story was good, and I think they missed it up after that. See, every season not having a story, like a chunk part of the story, and just like a comic book 2-minute thing in the beginning is just dumb. If you bring more DLC and more story into that game, I think it would have been fine. And if you make me able to keep grinding the bosses like a Borderlands, I think it would have been good. But they fucked that up as well. Veilguard looks less like Dragon's Age and more like a crappy hero shooter. Yeah, the trailer they showed didn't look very appealing, but it's showing gameplay, so we'll see in about 12 minutes. Argus says, First Ascendant is definitely Warframe, like in-game systems and structures monetization as well. We'll just have to wonder if it'll be the same or worse than Warframe's grind and prices. I thought the pacing in the beta was good, but obviously it was because it's a beta. They want to get you hooked on it. But I thought the pacing in the beta from last year, what was it, November when we played, I thought was good. August, November, whatever it was. But we'll see how they fuck it up. You know they're going to fuck it up. That's not the question. The question is, how bad are they going to fuck it up? Skill Up said it's very live-in Star Wars game, which impressed him. Well, I think Massive is just good at... I mean, if you play Division 1 and Division 2, Massive is just really good at making it feel like you're in that world. Could be a coup de papa. Well, there's a difference between the grind. Like, in the beta, when I played the First Ascendant's beta last year, I unlocked, I think it was 7 or 8 characters within that 2-week period that we had the test. It was like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, okay, this is good. If I can unlock characters like this. Now, there was a shit ton more to unlock. There's like a crap ton of characters. But I was like, oh, okay, this is not bad. But the upgrades and stuff, I'm okay grinding for stuff. But if it's too grindy, you're going to get people to play like that 10, 20-hour game, and they're going to have a massive drop-off. Why people keep saying Warframe? I think Warframe is boring because of the business monetization of what Warframe is, Nate. It's a free-to-play game. Warframe is a free-to-play game, and the way they monetize it, okay, they do it in a good way where it's not over... I mean, there's Warframes that you can buy that are expensive, but the stuff in the game is more time-sensitive, is where if you get the resources and stuff and make the gear, it takes time. It's a Warframe type of game. Transformers Reactivate is going to be a Warframe type of game. It's a free-to-play looter shooter. Hopefully it's the same, and I'm fine. Warframe has a grind. Yeah, but you could get the Warframes and level up the characters fine. But in Warframe, you're out of slots. You have to buy slots to get more Warframes unlocked. Yeah, I don't want that, Zero. I don't want to put a timer of like, right, or pay $45. It's like, what? Yeah, Warframe is very good. Dolphin's like, Warframe isn't a shooter. It's a sprint and jump to the end, then shoot. Well, if you play with other people, Dolphin, you don't even play the game. They run through the game as fast as possible, and you just sit there and collect the rewards. That's usually how Warframe happens. I tried it. You just keep fighting the same boss to hope that they drop. I fought him like 5 times. For what, Warframe? Warframe, there's a bunch of stuff to do. Completely changed. The story in Warframe is excellent as well. And you can go back and play it anytime. Right? You don't lose anything. Like, you can go back and play all the stories. Right, Brain. That's why I said if you play with people, you have to run through it. If you don't play by yourself, it's a completely different game. I got about 7 minutes. Bring it up. Maybe a countdown to a countdown. Premieres in 20 minutes. Say it. Oh, 6 minutes. It didn't refresh. I was like, what? Yeah, but that's what that game is. You're grinding stuff to get Warframes. That's exactly what that game is. Unless you're just playing for the story. If you play for the story, it's an excellent story. I tried to play it once. It doesn't treat new characters good. There was no direction for the story. Dolphin. Black Myth Wuhan looks like game of the year. Game of the year as far as rewards or for people. I think a lot of people are. I think the Dark Souls crowd's gonna love it. I don't think it's going to be a very... I I don't think it's going to be a very generalistic game for people, like the broad audience. Yeah, well, we'll see about the gameplay. I told you that this game has had massive problems in its process. Forced to use a game engine they don't want to use. They changed what the direction of the game was. Hell, they even changed the name of the game because of what direction they went in. Elden Ring won Game of the Year, absolutely. But it was more for a broader audience. We've seen gameplay over the years, Dolphin, for Wuhong. Elden Ring has over 100 bosses, doesn't it not, Water? Like 120 or some shit? The trailer did not get me hyped for it. It reminded me so much of a Saints Row reboot. Of what game? Of Dragon Age The Veil? Someone comes running in. I need a battery. Yeah, I wasn't surprised about Borderlands 4. I think maybe we get something this year at the Video Game Awards show, and then we see it maybe 2026. Yeah, we're about to see. We're about to see gameplay and see what this is. What? I don't know what DLC that's for, though. What DLC are you talking about, Travis? Is that for Diablo? Or are you talking about like a DLC for World of Warcraft? You keep saying Blizzard, but for what game? I mean, is that surprising? So you're upset about a $45 DLC, but we're okay with $80 monkey gloves. Is that what we're okay with? You're okay spending an additional $60 on a Ubisoft game to get the season pass and stuff a year early, but not okay with Diablo selling a $45 DLC. I mean, I don't get it. Monkey gloves? Yeah, so in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 or Warzone or whatever, they sold a King Kong monkey glove. It's a cosmetic, and the only way you can get it is that you had to spend 4 transactions of $20 a piece to spend $80 total to get the monkey glove. The DLC is worth $20 at most. I'm so confused on the price that you're willing to pay for stuff, Travis. Right? So remember that Diablo is on Game Pass. Okay? Diablo's on Game Pass, and you could play it for a small fee. And then if you didn't pay for the game, you can get the expansion for cheaper, right? So I'm confused because the other day you were talking about, oh, look, it's a countdown to a countdown, right? The other day you were talking about that you want to spend money what you like, and now you're complaining that someone else has to pay $45 for DLC. Music's ominous. I'm not sure what it is, Mo. I know nothing about the DLC. I haven't looked it up. Didn't see any news on it myself personally. Go on, Mo. I'm just confused on what. So people that play games on Game Pass are broke boys. And I'm not saying Travis said this. I'm just saying the general public, right? People that play games on Game Pass are broke boys, right? And then people are complaining that the DLC is too much. I mean, I don't get it. What's today? This is the Dragon Age Veilguard gameplay. Yeah, but listen to the statement you just said, though, Travis. It's about cost, and to me, it's not worth more than that. Okay, so what's the difference of you saying that you're not going to pay $45 for that, and when someone else gets a full game on Game Pass, you're like, well, that's a shit game because it's on Game Pass. Broke people don't, right? I pay for what I like, and it's $130, and I like, it makes no sense. You're upset about $45, but not upset about $130. I'm very confused by your logic. Right. Someone wants to play Star Wars Outlaws, and they're like, I'm going to pay $18. You're like, ah. Okay? Like, their value, they think it's worth. They're like, well, I don't feel like paying $70. I don't feel like paying $130. I'm going to get the 1 month of Outlaws on Ubisoft Plus. I'm not going full screen, by the way. This is your first look at Dragon Age: The Veilguard. The following footage is captured from software developed in development and takes place in very early of the game. Very edited and pretty of avoid any major spoilers.
As good at finding people as you claim.
She's the best damn detective I've ever met. If she says she's got a lead on Solus, I believe her.
Don't worry, I'm making it louder.
should we be in more of a hurry to get out of here?
We don't want to look conspicuous. Just get out of here nice and casual. Find Nev Gallus and stop Solus.
Rook, level 1 rogue, backstory, Shadow Dragons, custom appearance.
You still think you can talk him down before he starts his big ritual?
That ritual is going to tear down the veil. The only thing separating us from the Fade and an endless number of demons. I have to talk him down.
Like Gwyneth Paltrow?
Wait!
Joke.
But I didn't do anything!
Get down.
Are they after us? Is it because of the bar?
Word travels fast in Minrathous.
We've got to help her.
We don't have time to get arrested, especially... Oh, crap.
We're too late.
She does look like her.
The ritual started. But if we hurry, we can still stop Solus before it finishes. Let's go. Harding's this way. She'll get us to Dumont Plaza.
Watch out! Is Solus summoning demons on purpose?
My guess is the veil is weakening, and they're slipping through the cracks.
And when the veil comes down completely?
And the whole world is going to look a lot like this. Come on, this way. It should get us to Harding.
You're safe now. Get inside and bar the door as quick as you can, okay?
Thank you, miss.
Harding, you all right?
I've been doing what I can to help. The
Lance
ritual
Harding,
must be
scout,
weakening the
hero
veil.
of
There
Inquisition.
are a lot of scared people out here.
And a lot of demons. Haven't seen this many come through the Fade in years.
What about you two? Are you okay?
We're good, but we need to move.
Agreed. Solus isn't waiting, neither can we.
Have you got my gear?
Right over there. Where's Nev Gallus? Wasn't she at the meeting point?
The Venatori got to her first. They grabbed her before we arrived and paid off the bar owner to keep it quiet.
I'm not surprised our detective did something to piss off a cult of murderous blood mages, but their timing stinks. The bar owner said the Venatori took Nev to Dumont Plaza. Can you get us there, Harding?
Rook, you're with the Shadow Dragons. I figured you'd know Minrathous
It's not
better
raining
than I
close
do.
up, huh?
Sure, but Minrathous is huge, and this is nowhere near my neighborhood. I can try.
Don't worry. Scouting's my specialty.
No raining there.
Follow me.
I'm fucking with you guys. Like, there's no rain there up close.
Got company.
And then there is there a little bit.
Demons, here they come.
All right, actual gameplay. Hey, all right. Looks a little bit floaty. Doesn't look bad. Sort of like sliding, though, you know what I mean?
I think that's the last of them.
Good. Let's get to Dumont Plaza and find Nev. Patch yourselves up if you need it.
You are in violation of Imperial order.
I don't get it. If Solus tears down the veil, doesn't that destroy everything?
Solus always talked about how beautiful the ancient world was.
That world existed before the Veil, and he wants to bring it back.
Even if his ritual kills us all in the process. Venatori cultists!
Combat doesn't look bad.
I hate these
Particle
assholes.
effects look good. The way he moves a little bit is kind of weird. Slides a lot. Like I don't know.
Looks like the Venatori put up a barrier to block the way.
More intruders!
Avenge our fallen brethren!
Do they have a date for this yet? Did they say a date for this yet? We just know it comes out 2025, right?
All citizens must remain indoors until the magical anomaly is fully contained.
Come on. Guess we're sliding down.
They're allies
Is it
of
this year, Mo?
Veilguard. Kill them all!
Use the ability wheel to pause an action.
Tetris. The Venatori own these streets.
I kind of wish they put this later in the game so you have more abilities unlocked so we can kind of see the combat better, because right now he's just doing the exact same thing over and over. You know what I mean? Oh God, that Godfall.
Alright, hiding. Not the worst timing.
Nev, it's so good to see you. We thought the Venatori had kidnapped you.
They thought the same thing. A lot of Venatori in the city have reason to hate me. Figured I'd play along. Find out who wanted to settle the score this time. Then the sky started raining demons. So I'm back on the job.
Appreciate it. Rook, this is Nev Gallus, our local expert. She's gonna help us find Solus. Nev, meet Rook. Both of you have done some work for the Shadow Dragons.
Isn't that a coincidence?
Some old friend said if I was working in Tevinter, the Shadow Dragons are worth trusting.
We haven't got a lot of time. Varric said you had a lead on Solus?
You get right to the point.
What the fuck is that thing on her head? I consider it a hat? What is that? A shield on her head?
I haven't seen Solus in person, but I did find hints of old magic, similar to what you get in Elven ruins. I traced it to a building beneath Our Lady of Victory. That's where your man is hiding.
Remove that off her head, please.
Before this ritual he's doing gets any worse.
Worse, this ritual's already drawing more power than I'd expect from a dozen mages.
Did she just come from graduation? Like, what is that?
I also told you he was an ancient elven god.
An elven god. Well, whatever he is, he's causing trouble in my city. Let's go.
All citizens in the canal districts must remain in their homes.
Team discovers Solus. Hideout. Okay. Portal is also used to escape the city. They step through the gate.
Well, we're not in Minrathous anymore.
I know these trees. This is Arlethan Forest.
And there's your ritual. The power involved. I've never seen anything like it.
The tremors are getting worse.
And we've got demons.
Yeah, it definitely looks good. Environment looks good. Characters look good. Enemies look good. I just wish they, like I said, showing off your game, I kind of wish they showed off a little bit farther down the line. Or at least unlocked a couple of other things in the dev build here to show me what his other abilities look like. You know what I mean?
I thought the demons were bad back in Minrathous.
The Fade's a mess this close to the ritual. No telling what could come through.
Does it feel like those tremors are getting worse?
Keep moving and try not to think about it.
And the effects look cool.
We have to stop this demon quickly.
You only have one ability. It's like pausing there like, what I'm gonna use, no shit. No, I understand that, Mo. That's not what I'm asking. You see he only has one ability. Every time he's fighting, he's doing the exact same move all the time. I'm asking if them to actually do something different. That's all I'm saying. Show off some of the other stuff. You want me to get hyped up, but the way he slices at people is the exact same every single time. I know they said this is early on, and that's fine. But, like, you're selling me on combat here, and you're doing the same move over and over 100 times.
How did demon this large get through the veil?
It's a pride demon.
Yeah. X, 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 A. Right? I'm sorry, B, right? X, 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 B, X, 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 hold left trigger. Like, you're only showing me one. Like, I'm impressed at what they're showing me, but show me more of moves.
Everyone all right?
Good enough. Let's get to Solus.
You guys see that one ability he had? It was dope.
All right. I'll take it from here.
Are you sure?
Positive. You three just keep the demons off me while I talk to him.
Varric, Solus isn't gonna stop just because an old friend asks nicely.
Solus needs someone to sell him another option, to help him justify changing his mind.
I don't know if it's the exact same. I don't know if it's the exact same devs, but I do know they did work. I think the people that moved from Anthem moved over to this. I believe so.
He was my friend, Rook. I gotta try to reach him. But if he won't listen to me, then he'll hear from Bianca.
More demons.
Rook, take care of the team for me. Hey, Chuckles. I'm not interrupting.
Let's buy him some time.
I hope Varric is getting through to Solus.
We better talk fast. We can't hold these demons off forever.
Go back to that skill tree again. Go back to that one move.
The veil is a wound inflicted upon this world. It must be healed.
By drowning the world in demons?
I have taken precautions to minimize the damage, Varric.
Minimize the... People are dying right now. You need to listen.
Oh, for sure, water.
Please.
My
People
favorite
are
gun.
always dying. It is what they do.
Shit. We need a better plan.
Do you want me to take the shot?
Won't work. He's too powerful.
What if we disrupt the ritual?
How?
See those statues? If we break the scaffolding holding that one up, the whole thing will come down on Solus.
It's risky. Interrupting a ritual of this scale will have consequences.
And what about the demons? Varric needs us to hold them off.
Right, you two stay here. I'll bring down the statue.
What? No. Stepping into all that raw magic is suicide.
The storm could tear you apart.
Anyone got a better idea?
Fine, but you'll need backup. I'm with you.
I'm a mage. I'll go.
Either way, someone needs to stay back and deal with the demons.
That could be one of the reasons they're trying to shove this out faster, Kylo.
Let's go, Hardy. Nev, keep the demons off us.
You got it.
They're basically showing you the beginning mission. What they're showing.
Stand your hesitance. Whatever now must be done. This is being passed to comprehension.
Why? Why tear down the veil? Knowing all the lives it'll cost.
We shared a journey years ago. Do you believe that I would do this if there was some other better option?
The pillar's weak, but
It isn't falling. We need to push it.
I'm with you.
Together. Now!
You came a long way and made a valiant effort, Varric, but this story does not end with my downfall.
Push!
Coming fall. I mean, it looked good. It did. It looked interesting. But I'm a little weary of it. I'm a little weary of it because of all the problems it had behind the scenes. So obviously, I think the reason they don't have a date yet is because they're waiting to see what other games are positioning to see what they, because timing is everything, right? Timing is everything with these games. You have to have a good window to release. And if another game comes out, it could completely ruin your window, you know? 10-hour trailer, count me in. Well, yeah, it'll probably be on EA Play for the 10-hour trial, I would assume. They usually do that for their games. You have to buy one game, right? You have to buy one game. You get Dragon Age, you get Outlaws, you get Shadows. What's another game coming out? And you get a Black Myth Wuhong, right? What game are you getting? If you can only get one, what game are you getting? Right? I know they all come out at different times, but they're all coming out supposedly the second half of the year. You can only get one. Which one are you getting? Are you getting Black Myth Wuhong, Dragon Age, Veilguard, Outlaws, or Shadows? Or the fifth option, none of the above. That's my first thought. The fact that they had a lot of behind the scenes trouble before when I saw this is my type of game. Yeah, look, what they show, obviously, everything they show is they're trying to put their best foot forward, right? They want to get you hype, and they do exactly that. That's not my problem. The problem is they had a lot of issues with this game behind the scenes. A lot of issues behind the scenes with this game. Alien says it's finally coming out. Now BioWare can move on and focus on Mass Effect. They've already started Mass Effect, didn't they, Alien? Why does every franchise need to have a big bad artifact called the Veil? Yeah, what it is. Yeah, the gameplay actually looked good. I'm glad for people that actually like the game, and I play for Dragon Age Inquisition. It looks a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it definitely does look good. It definitely does look good. It's definitely early on in the game. And again, my biggest pushback for that trailer or gameplay that they showed was unlock more things. Show me badass moves and different things instead of the same thing over and over. What is making that noise on my end? Nothing's over by my... I hear some static. Sorry about that. Broketober is going to be good. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out. Let me see what you guys are saying. Nate says Outlaws. Mo says Dragon Age. PL says Black Myth. Travis says Outlaws and Shadows. He can't follow directions. Jackson says Black Myth. Water says Black Myth. Nate says it 3 times. Outlaws. Isn't Dragon Age on Game Pass? I don't believe so. Is it? Is Dragon Age going to be on Game Pass? I don't think so. AC, Nate says Outlaws. Outlaws it is. Shadows or Wuhong. Orcat says 5. Meaning all the above. You're not getting any of them. Kurt says maybe Outlaws. No, not till later. They could make a deal. I don't think they will because it's an EA game, and EA games are mostly on EA Play for 10 hours or whatnot, and then they'll come to it'll come down the line for sure, Mo. We know that. Right, Okuda Papa says it's on EA Play, and then it'll be on Game Pass. But it's not on EA Play unless you play the premium EA Play, right? That's the way I look at it. Just like I look at not owning a PlayStation 5, and those games will be on PC later, a game like this made by EA or BioWare will be on Game Pass down the line, so I don't have to get this up front. Oh, Jesus, Krebsy. Really? You would rather play COD? What are you going to do with the extra 55 hours you have after you beat the campaign? It's going to be like a 5-hour campaign, and then you're going to move on. No, it's going to be like a 7-hour campaign. Right. 1 year later. COD already pre-installed 190 gigabytes. I thought they said it was like 140 gigabytes. 190 gigabytes. Now, I have a question. Why do you guys pre-install so goddamn early? Doesn't the game come out in like October? $144 on the list. 190. There's a lot of discrepancies here. I have space? Yeah, but Luke, it's like months away. There's nothing that you could put into that 200 gigabytes from now to then? Did they not say it included all the other Call of Duties? It'll be much lower. Some of them have slow internet. I mean, how slow? Hey, I gotta start downloading it now because it's gonna take a really long time, 4 months for me to download it. Gotta get ahead of it. I can only download Call of Duty is 200 gigabytes. I can only do 50 a month. So I'm going to have to download. I'm going to have to do 50% increment at a time. Could you imagine? Oh, my God. Yeah, dial up? Yeah. Get off the phone. No one pick up the phone. I'm downloading 1/4 of Call of Duty. It's gonna take at least 7 days to get that 50 gigabytes down. Seven hours of campaign, the rest is zombies. There's a lot of games, man. This back half of 2024 has gotten. It went from like 1 game, 2 games, and now there's like 10 games. The majority of them are on Game Pass. Oh, I didn't think you were, Krebsy. Still Wakes and Path of Goodness comes out the 18th. And then there's Game Pass. All right, so let's talk about Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Luke says I can cloud game and the Game Pass games, no need to install anything. Have you tried streaming a game from the cloud? Not reliable still. I play a lot of games through the cloud, PL. When I go on vacation, that's basically all I do. I bring my headset with me, my MetaQuest 2, and I play Game Pass games through Wi-Fi through the cloud. And it's actually quite good. Now, each their own, right? Maybe your Wi-Fi is not, or your internet's not strong enough, or whatever. But I haven't had any issues. Yeah, so let's go to the next story. So Suicide Squad, we talk about because we played it. We have over 100 hours in it, playing the story and playing online and seeing what it is and getting up the Joker character and whatnot. Season 2 came out, or Episode 2, Season 1, Episode 2. I played it to beat Brainiac, and I haven't played it since. And I said from when it launched, we had Miller Ross on the show. We were talking about it, and he said that they had a 20-month plan. They had 5 seasons. Since then, they said they're going to have 4 seasons, right? And the 5th season is going to get merged into the 4th season. Okay. So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will complete its currently announced roadmap, but Warner Brothers is quiet on what happens after that. Okay. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like what I do here, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you'd like to go above and beyond that. Become a member as low as $5. We just read news stories, have conversations, give you my thoughts and opinions. And then, we have a conversation with live chat after. So, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will complete its currently announced roadmap. Publisher Warner Brothers has confirmed on IGN. So there you go. No matter what you guys think, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will finish its roadmap of the 4 seasons. So that means it will go past the 1-year mark. Okay. After Rocksteady's live service shooter flop to tune in of a $200 million, some players call it in question of Warner Brothers' support for the game and the prospect of additional content beyond the already released Season 1. Again, that $200 million... I hate when they write articles like this. That $200 million was not just from Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. In that quarter, they lost $200 million, and Suicide Squad was part of that $200 million, but it wasn't the entire $200 million. So players asked even tougher questions after the report of Bloomberg into the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League troubled development, with reporter Jason Schreier writing on Twitter, Rocksteady was currently giving the game some bare-bones support, definitely not as much as they originally planned. According to Schreier, Rocksteady is helping out with director's cut of Warner Brothers' smash hit Hogwarts Legacy while management pitches a return to single-player. Addressing to the community concerns, Warner Brothers told IGN Rocksteady will see out Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's first year of support, but declined to comment on what happens afterwards. I mean, I think we know, right? Do they have to say anything? They could literally go away of the dodo, of the anthems, of the Marvel's Avengers. Okay. Addressing to the community's concerns, Warner Brothers told IGN that Rocksteady will see the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's first year support, but also decline to comment on what happens afterwards. We're not yet discussing anything that is announced, a spokesperson added. I can't imagine them continuing support with it. I can't. They basically haven't done anything to the game unless they're going to put substantial more story content in the game and really overhaul the entire game. I can't imagine them doing this. Okay. So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has panned by critics upon launch and has extremely low player numbers on Steam. Some of the frustration stems from Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League not being another Batman game from Rocksteady, despite being set within the Arkham-verse. Developers' single-player Arkham series is much loved by fans, with 2011's Batman Arkham City in particular held up as one of the greatest, if not the greatest superhero video game of all time. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, on the other hand, is a live service third-person shooter in which Batman is a villain. Soon after the game's February 2024 release, publisher Warner Bros. Admitted that the failure of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League contributed to $200 million hit to revenue. Now, do you see how they buried that? Do you see how they buried that? Up here, they say that Rocksteady's live service shooter flopped to the tune of $200 million. And then down here, they put the failure of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League contributed to the $200 million hit to the revenue. So which one is it? Which one is it? See, and this is why I fucking hate the people that write stories. They like to lie to you up front and then hide the fucking lead down in the bottom of the thing, okay? So what can players expect? Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's current roadmap includes 4 seasons worth of content, and 2 seasons, 3 and 4, are each set to add new playable character. 3 new playable environments, new weapons, themed gear sets, activities, and mid-season updates. Let me tell you, that sounds so boring now that we know what Season 1 was. Season 1 was they brought a new character in. Cool. Okay. But great. So now you're going to put new playable characters, new environments, new weapons, but it's the same thing. We're doing the exact same thing. You're not going to be able to play and fight the bosses. You're not going to be able to get loot like you want the way it is. You have to grind your way up and do the same thing 100 times just to get certain things. It's amazing to me that they did so many things right, but yet did so many things wrong on top of that. They learned no lessons from what Anthem did. They learned no lessons from what Marvel's Avengers did. They made all the same mistakes as those 2 games. And the reason I bring those 2 games up instead of all the other live service games is that this is the exact same business model as those 2 games. Okay? All content was going to be free, right? They were going to add a whole bunch of content afterwards. You're never going to pay for anything. Okay? Just make a game. Make a game, sell a game, and then once the game is good, you can add DLC. People are willing to pay for DLC unless people don't like the $45 for some reason, right? Right? But you can pay for DLC, story, content. If you put stuff in the game, people like it. Putting a new character in is not content. It's the same content you've been doing with just a different skin. Literally, a different skin. Okay? So what can the players expect? Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's current roadmap includes 4 seasons worth of content. Okay. Rocksteady recently teased the introduction of Mrs. Freeze as a playable character. Have you seen? Has anyone seen? I'm not going to show it. Has anyone seen the leaked footage or leaked picture of Mrs. Freeze? Anyone? Okay. For the Season 2, after Season 1 added the Joker, data mining was suggested that playable characters on the way include Mrs. Freeze, Lawless, and Deathstroke. Based on Warner Bros. Comments, players now know that they will see this content. Now, would this being enough to spark a renewed interest in the game? No. No, it will not. After Season 1 and the Joker's arrival failed to move the needle to players' concurrent numbers on the Steam, Microsoft and Sony do not make player numbers on Xbox and PlayStation public. It seems unlikely that following that these 3 lesser-known DC characters will do so well. Indeed, thoughts have already turned in that Rocksteady's next game, which many fans studio hope to be play are more Arkham games. And I think that's insane as well. Okay, I think that's insane as well because everyone thinks that Rocksteady is still the same company that made those other Batman games, and people gave crap to this game because it wasn't an Arkham game, and now because this game is now lost, right? It's done. They're done with the game. Everyone's like, "Yeah, we won. We showed them this game is absolute trash." They're gonna go make another Batman game. To do that to yourself is insane. It's insane. Okay? There's no proof in any world that they're going to go back and make another Batman game. And even if they did, I can already see the criticism. I can already hear the criticism. Well, Kevin Conroy, just not the same without him, right? Oh man, I wish Kevin Conroy was still here. Oh, I miss Mark Hamill as the Joker, right? Like this is the exact same things people are going to say over and over again because, well, unfortunately, the voice actor died. Okay? And instead of like shitting on things because they're not the same, you can move on to other things and they can make other games. They don't have to make the exact same game over and over again, right? People are giving criticism and shit to the new VR game because of the Batman game. Okay, they're like, oh, why can't we get that on console? Because they made it on VR. They did. Okay. This game, I said, will finish out its first year. Okay. It's been multiple things. They have too much money behind this. There's no way they're going to shut it down. They've already have it moving. I said, and I don't know if this is on, if anyone knows the actual information. I said this off of my own gut feeling. The 10 months that they took off or to delay this game is that they worked on the content that will be releasing now. That's in the can. That's in the back, in the pipeline, ready to go. They just push a button and put it out there, and they have a small team just to get the bug fixes and whatnot. That's ready to go. And hence why I said that they'll finish the first year out. And then obviously within the first 6 months, if it did well, they would make more content in the future. But that doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Let me know what your thoughts are about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Is it going to get you back if you played it? Is it going to get you back to play Mrs. Freeze or Lawless or Deathstroke? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think there's any turnaround? Can they do a moment here, sort of like a No Man's Sky, where they kind of change everything around? Can they do what comes out today? Okay, Wayfinder. Wayfinder completely changed what the game was. It was an MMO, had a completely different workaround, and now they're launching it as a single-player, okay, type of game RPG. Can they do something like this? Do they want to do something like this? WB has a lot of debt going on, and right now they have 2 games out in the market. Well, actually 3 games on the market, right? They have Hogwarts Legacy, they have WB Multiverses, and now they have this. And 2 of them, okay, are microtransaction filled, which is Suicide Squad and the Multiverses. Hogwarts Legacy sold 23 million copies, not a microtransaction filled game, and yet it is the most successful game of Warner Brothers, and it would tell you why make a live service game when you can make a game like that. But these are just my thoughts. Let me get yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, so let's talk about it, right? Like, do they have that moment? Do they do what they did with Anthem and say, hey, we're gonna make Anthem 2.0, but then they bailed on it? Do they do Suicide Squad and go, hey man, we can make all these different characters come into the game? Right? We could do this. We could bring different characters come into the game that people want to actually play. We could bring the Justice League in, right? Bring them back because they are coming back. We know this, right? Where all of a sudden you're playing as Batman. You're playing as Flash. You're playing as all these other characters, right? Do they even take the time to do that? Or do they just cut their losses? Cut their losses and move on to the next game that nobody wants to play, right? What do they do? Blue Karen. I hope the next game they make isn't Batman. I want to know that Microsoft saw to consider giving them $200 million to put this on Game Pass. They should have used the comic portrayal of Mrs. Freeze. Water says, I was looking forward to Deathstroke, but man, I don't know how highly disappointed this is. Roic says, morning. Wayfinder is way better now. I did my research, and a lot of it looks way better. I said when the game came out originally, I said it would be better if it was a single-player game. And I didn't play it. I played the beta. I enjoyed it, but I was like, it's just another grind fest because microtransactions are selling microtransactions. They got rid of the microtransactions now. Now it's just a standalone, buy the game, play the game, enjoy the game. I'd rather not. That Anthem had a chance to be revived, but they left it there to die. They aren't going to have a comeback? I don't believe so. I think this is the way, as a business person, right? As a business sense person, if I was Zaslav and I was looking at this going, okay, how long does it take to make a brand new game, right? Now, if it's a single-player game, it's going to take 3 to 5 years, right? Maybe 4 to 7, all depending on what type of game it is, okay? If it's a live service game, they could probably pump it out in 18 months and fix it over time, all right? Or they can fix the game they have and make this game better where they don't have to make a brand new game and come up with the concept and all this other stuff. They can take the game they have and make it better, right? So let me give you a couple of ideas that I came up with, okay, for Suicide Squad. I've said these over the months, okay? It takes less time to make this game better than it would to make a brand new game, okay? The base here is really good. They have lots of stuff they can do, okay? All they have to do is double down on what's already there, okay? Instead of me going to the rooftops and fighting random bad guy here of the alien race that's going on, okay, and with the elite guy that you're fighting, push and double down. Give me Brainiac, Flash in the world, and let me fight him over and over again. Okay, and then I get drops from that. Let me have Superman and Batman and Aquaman and whoever else they want to bring in. Bring more villains in. Let me keep grinding and fighting those guys. Okay, and on top of that, if you don't want to do the CGI storytelling, you can do the comic style storytelling. Okay, do the storytelling. You don't have to put tons of money in to do the CGI cutscenes. You can literally... It's a comic book game. It's a comic book game. Sure, people will be upset that they didn't do a CGI trailer, but it's a comic book game, okay? You could do comic book style in a comic book game. The gameplay was fun. Added superheroes. They didn't need gameplay. I don't know how you would fix the loot, but they can also do what Wayfinder did. They can fix the loot by... I think the loot is fine the way you get it, right? But instead of going, do this mission over and over and get this grenade and get this thing, they could take that pool and put it behind like a Borderlands type of stuff, right? Make the guns feel good. Make the weapons feel good. Bring a character in that doesn't use guns, okay? Have different characters. These guys, these characters that you're using right now use guns. But the characters that come in down the road don't use guns, okay? Double down on the fun factor, not the, oh, well, let's stay true. It's comic book, man. It's comic book. Bring Batman in. Let me play as Batman. Let me have his gadgets, okay? Let him use his fists or whatnot, but don't do what they did for Marvel's Avengers, like giving knuckle armored things or whatever, right? Don't do that for Batman, right? Bring Superman in. Bring Flash in. Let me use their abilities. Let me feel like I'm a superhero. Let me use the Suicide Squad. If no one uses them, no one uses them. But how fun would it be to use these characters in the game? Just like all the characters from the get-go. Don't lock them behind a horrible grind. Right. Right. Just give me the characters. Let me use the characters. Let me have fun in this game. Okay? Your game is dead. Your game is dead. You're not going to make any more microtransactions. You made the $70. You made the $100. Change the game. Put it out there. Sell it for $40. Make your money back. Right? And the way they have the different multiverses, right? The Elseworlds. It's like a gold mine waiting to happen, man. They can have so many different variations of different raids, different strike missions. Nope. You go into an Elseworld and you run the length of the thing to fight the same guys you're fighting on the rooftop, the same guys fighting on the streets, the same guys over here. It's the same thing all the time. The only difference is they have Green Lantern powers now. They have Flash infused power now. They have Batman infused power now. It's like, holy Christ. You could do something so much better. I go to an Elseworld, I should fight different enemies completely in the Elseworld. Well, how they're going to do the seasons, maybe they can make the season where you just play as superhero or something. The season should be the story. That's it. The season should be the story. You're doing missions based on the story. Hey, hell, I don't know. Season 2, you got to save Flash. Season 3 or Season 2 Part 2, you got to save Batman from the Elseworld, right? Season 3 Part 1, you got to save Superman, right? Then you got to save Green Lantern. Then all of a sudden you bring Wonder Woman back. Like, each of these seasons should have a story of missions, something to do. What are we doing today? I just found out that we could save Batman because Batman's not actually dead. Batman's actually in this Elseworld. It's coming from this one location. Well, let's find out. Like, do missions, do things. Right? You can't just make a game be like, oh, it's a looter. No, there has to be story. This is why Destiny's successful. Everyone says Destiny's, if you're playing Destiny, this is what they said in the past. If you're playing Destiny for the story, you're playing the wrong game. This is what the PvP players used to say. Okay? If you think for one iota that Destiny's still around because of the PvP, you're delusional. Right? It's 1000% because of the storytelling. Okay? Destiny's still here. Sure, you're fighting the same guys. Sure, you're shooting the same people. Sure, you're getting the same loot. It's the story, the bit of story that you keep coming back to, right? To progress the story. This one's like, we have Joker now. Now kill the same guys on the rooftop. Now kill the same guys in the Elseworld. Now kill the same guys in the street. Now put more people on the bus. It's like, oh, okay. This game needs weight, not just weapons. Right, Kurt. It needs to have something. What do we know when the next season comes out? Okay, we get Mrs. Freeze. Okay, grind the same thing for 10 levels to unlock Mrs. Freeze. Okay, level up Mrs. Freeze so I can use Mrs. Freeze to go get Brainiac. Okay, now I'm fighting Brainiac in Batman form. Okay, like, I already know the season before it comes out, unless they change something drastically. Right? Who thought it was a good idea to put Scarecrow weapons in, but not fight Scarecrow? Who thought it was a good idea to put Two-Face's weapons in, but not fight Two-Face? So stupid. So stupid. What is that chart called? Yeah. This is it. This is all you get to look at. Here. This is all you get to look at. This is your destiny. This is your destiny in Suicide Squad. This is it. Right? Fight Brainiac. 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 Oh. Why couldn't we fight Brainiac and then Bane? And then we save Bane. And why couldn't we fight Scarecrow and then save Scarecrow? Why couldn't we fight Two-Face and then save Two-Face? And then these characters are things that you can literally use in the game. No, we're gonna give you Mrs. Freeze, blue-haired Karen, to come in and save the day. Or close to division, but I get what you mean. Yeah. Go fight the guys. Save them. Fight the bosses. Hell, I would be even okay if you didn't even get to save Bane. You just fought Bane. Right? Bane is Brainiac. Right? Bane is Scarecrow. I'm sorry. Scarecrow as Brainiac. Brainiac as Bane. Right? Like, you fought him in the thing, but make him different characters, and then you save Scarecrow, you fight Scarecrow, and you can fight him over and over, and they drop loot, they drop the gear, they drop the different things. Nope. Fight rooftops. Right? You fight rooftops, go to Elseworld, get gun. I see stupid in many places. It makes money. Why couldn't there be when we saved the villain, we had to fight the villain as Brainiac or something? Right? Even a non-binary friend is like, why did they make this so fucking ugly? Yeah, she looks terrible. She looks terrible. Just go look it up. I'm not going to show you on things. I don't want them to take it down. Maybe they don't have the licensing for everyone? Paul, why make a game? You're telling me they could get the licensing for Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, but they couldn't get the license. WB owns DC. They literally own them all. Right, Luke, thank you. Right? They own them all. Like, the company owns the goddamn company. Peter's paying Paul. They walk down the hall, knock on the door. Hey, can we use this? Can we use this? I don't know. To have every single character known to man behind you, and you're like, let's do Scarecrow, but let's just make Scarecrow weapons. And let's take Bane, and let's make Bane weapons. And Two-Face, let's make Two-Face weapons. And you know what we'll do? We'll do Brainiac. Big brain here. We'll just fight Brainiac 13 different times. It's going to be amazing. Right? They spent all the money, even though they know they own they own the characters of Kuda Papa. It's so ridiculous. This is what you have to look forward to. This one's filled, by the way. Right? On my list, it's filled. Okay? And obviously, I, as stupid as I am, okay, because I love covering stuff like this, I am going to fight 13 fucking Brainiacs just so I can talk about it like this. Right? There's those people that watch shit shows out there and then make content off the shit shows. I'm going to make content off the shit content because I want to show you how bad it is. Okay? Right? There'll be like a brief glimpse of hope. Be like, oh my God, they have story in this one. And then we'll be like, oh man, it could have been good if they did this from the start. It's just to be a different color scheme Brainiac. The actual fights, okay, the fight between what we fought Brainiac in the game and when we fought him as Green Lantern and now Superman, they were actually different enough to go, okay. But now I'm like, all right, cool, they're different enough. But how are you going to change this again? Because is this going to be a different superhero? Here, let me bring it back up. Okay, so this was Flash. This was Green Lantern. This was Superman. This is Batman? So what's this? Is this going to be Flash and Green Lantern combined now? And this is going to be Superman and Flash combined now? And this is going to be Batman and Green Lantern combined now? Like, what are they doing? Okay? Because the different things that you've done here, here, and here have been different. They've been in different arenas, which is fine. Different elevations and whatnot. But what are you doing after this? It can't be, right? It can't be just different combinations of this was Flash, this was Green Lantern, this is Superman, this is Batman, and then this is Flash, Green Lantern, this is Batman, Superman, this is... Do you know what I mean? I hope it's not that. Because if that's it, that's the laziest fucking design I've ever seen in my entire life. And just to get to the boss, okay? So to get to the boss fight, you have to go up to at least this last one for Superman, right? You have to go from 0 to 10. The first one, you had to go up to level 40, I believe. Okay? Now you have to go to level 10. You get to level 10, then you can go do the Brainiac battle. Once you get into the Brainiac Elseworld, then they go make you do a bus mission. Then they go make you do one of those station missions. Then you have to go back and do another bus mission. And then you get to do the boss fight. It takes about 45 minutes to do, like, the whole thing. Okay? And then the boss fight itself... I wasn't going to play it on a hard difficulty because you do like minuscule damage. So I did it on a normal difficulty. It still took me about 22 minutes solo to beat the Superman boss. But there's like different variations of what's going on. So there was different tiers of stuff. And I was like, all right, this is decent, right? It's not amazing the way they did the mechanics, but there is a defend yourself, damage phase, run phase, figure out something, right? So there was a bit of a thing there for this last fight with Superman. But now what do you do? Again, this is Batman now, right? The next season is going to be Batman, and then it's Batman mixed with Flash, and then it's Batman mixed with Green Lantern, and then it's Batman. Like, if they do that, they're done. They're done. You got to do something else. You got to bring other characters in. Okay? Apparently, when we talked to Miller, he said, you know, Aquaman might be coming to the game. Cool. Okay, well, then we have Brainiac Aquaman. Then we have Brainiac, let's say, Martian Manhunter. Whatever. Okay? But there's got to be more to it than just 10 levels, go kill Brainiac, wait till next season. The gear itself, the way you get it, is not very good. And the missions that you do are not very good to do it. It gets monotonous really fast. That sounds about right, where they're just going to regurgitate the same things. I guess we're still on this dev design shit. We're allowed them to make an attractive straight woman. I mean, I'm not even asking, just make... Here, if I type in Mrs. Freeze. Okay, this is just typing in Mrs. Freeze. Okay. Look how awesome she looks, right? Look how awesome she looks. In all the variations that people have and whatnot, they make her cool looking. Okay, on this page you can see where Suicide Squad's one is if you look closely. Okay. At this point, my question is even if they can fix it. If anyone will care of these games, new games coming out. As a business, whatever game they're working on next, which is Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman is the next WB game that they have in the works. Who knows what else they have working in the background, okay? But to sit on IPs and not make games, right? Like, give me the IP of DC or Marvel, okay? I would have a standalone game with different companies. I would make a Flash game, a Batman game, a Wonder Woman game, a Superman game, an Aquaman game, solo games, okay? And then make a one game to rule them all where it's like a Justice League game, right? Just like the movies. Make an Iron Man movie, make a Thor movie, make a Captain America movie, then make an Avengers, right? Like, how is this... Now, obviously, there's millions and millions of dollars into this, right? So it's, for me to say it's super easy to do, but it's like, they've wasted so much time. They've wasted so much time, okay? Right. Insomniac is doing it right, right? They got the Spider-Man game, they got the Wolverine game, they're making the X-Men game, okay? They're doing it right. You have all of these IPs. And if they're like, I don't know what to do with it. I just don't know how to make a game. Was Universe after the DC Rebirth or something? How is a game like DC Universe Online still running? Do you know why it's still running? Because they're doing exactly what the fans want them to do. Story. They make you feel like you're not even playing the actual characters. Okay? You could purchase the skins or whatnot, right? You're making your own character in the DC universe, and you get missions from the characters that you want. And you go up against all the bad guys. Comic book games literally write themselves. Yeah, they're already written. All they got to do is let you play the story that you read. Be like, oh, cool, I get to do this mission? That's cool. It's so frustrating. It's still around, and you don't get to be them. You can pay to get the skins and stuff. So they cost money. Like you could buy. Let me see. Do they have them here? Value bundles. Yeah. So, like, you could become, for like $34, you could become certain characters and whatnot. But it doesn't matter. The fantasy is that you make your own character, and you could be your own character in the DC universe, or you can look like Batman, or you can look like Superman, and you can fly around and do your job, right? Like, just do what you got. Right? And then all the episodes, look, 47 episodes. How is it that their last mission, their last episode they have in, is Brainiac's return? Okay? And it's all free. Look, 46, 45, 43, 42. You can literally play all of these missions. There's story content. And it's all free. Okay? How is it that this still works? Look, how cool is this? Oh, I get to go with the Joker. What's it called? The Dark Knight. I can go up against Shazam. I'm helping Aquaman with Atlantis. Right? Teen Titans. Right? But it's mind-boggling to me. Take this game, and I know they've done a graphical update, but could you imagine playing this game with graphics like Suicide Squad? Yet for some reason, Rocksteady's like, I don't understand. Why is our game not selling? Why is our game not doing anything? You can fight Brainiac in DC Universe Online. I bet you that is a better experience than fighting Brainiac in Suicide Squad. They just did a graphical update for PlayStation 5. It hasn't come out for Xbox yet. I'm still waiting for the graphical update to come out. It actually looks pretty good. Okay. Here. Let me see here. Is there a comparison video out? Someone had to do it, right? No comparison. Nobody does a comparison. Be great if they had it. Here's the trailer.
The Earth belongs to humankind.
The Earth belongs to the one who would remember it after everyone else is gone.
And yet, you don't remember this. We always stop you.
You cannot stop me when and where you do not exist. The next steps of my plan no longer involve you. Future subjects, I will make myself unstoppable. I will restore the timeline. And you will witness it in its perfection.
And then you get teleported to Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League. And then you get teleported in the Elseworld to the other game. I do
DC Universe Online.
You do a comparison.
Website. See the.
I'm just baffled. Just baffled how a company that has so much money and such an IP, how they can't understand how to run a company, make a video game. They still haven't told us when the DC Universe Online update comes out for Xbox. It just says later this year. Getting ready to ask, did DC Universe get an update yet? Not yet. Yeah, I played it on PlayStation 5. It's good looks. It looks better. But it's at 30 frames per second. And that's trash. Maybe they'll fix it, but it played it at 30 frames. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to fix that, but we'll see. Because they're letting what they override what fans like, which is stupid. Oh, DC movies have been bad. The Wonder Woman movie, the first Wonder Woman movie was good. Then they made 1984, 1986, whatever the fuck it was. That was terrible. Terrible. Kevin says, 30, what did you think about the Assassin's Creed Shadows? I'm not a big Assassin's Creed guy. I haven't played Assassin's Creed in a long time. I think it did look good. It did intrigue me because of the Japanese culture and stuff like that. But I'll be honest, it kind of makes me want to go get Ghost of Tsushima, which I haven't played. They canceled the Marvel one, and then they were making another one, and they canceled that one as well. Oh, the new Batman one with Robert Pattinson was good as well. Yeah, the new Batman with Robert Pattinson was good. Dude, PL, take those graphics from Marvel's Rivals and put them in any of these type of games. Oh my god, I would love that. That comic book style feel, that would be so great. City of Heroes is still going, yeah. Yeah. I wasn't hating on him. I thought he's a good actor, Rose, so I was okay. I think he fits. I think he's okay as Batman, but not as Bruce. if that makes sense, right? Like, I don't hate the movie in any way, shape, or form. I didn't like his emo Bruce, right? I liked him as Batman. I didn't like him as Bruce. He doesn't come across as that playboy to me. You know what I mean? I get that it's year one. Well, technically it's year two, but... Yeah, his Bruce wasn't very good. His Batman was good. I liked his Batman. And I liked, what's her name as Catwoman? Kravitz, what's her name? Lenny Kravitz's daughter, but I forget her first name. I thought she did a good job. Right, Z. He did not look like that playboy. How he's going to change from what he is to even when he, I don't know. Bruce has got this like swagger. And sure, I could see him doing it just the way he was in that movie, though. I was like, I don't really see him as Bruce. They could change it, you know. Zoe Kravitz, thank you very much. So, I assume you prefer a physical copy of Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, I can get it for the PlayStation 4. I don't have a PlayStation 5, so if I get it on PC, I would have to get it digital. Oh, who played him? Who played the Joker? That was the kid from, or the guy from... He played in Suicide Squads. He was, Suicide Squad? No, he was the guy who played in Eternals, the Eternals. No, I don't want it for PlayStation 4. It's okay. I appreciate it. The reason I didn't originally buy it for that is because I wanted it to be a better graphically. Maybe a Batman Year 2 will embody the Playboy persona. First movie was more about the demons or something. Sure. And it was weird because the way they did it, obviously the movie was taking place in year 1, like the comic. But it was year 2, like, because he already knew Commissioner Gordon, or I shouldn't say Commissioner Gordon, right? So they took the liberty of year 1 and made it into, like, year 2. Let me find it. I'll show you. He played... Isn't he the Joker? I'm pretty sure he's the Joker, isn't he? Yeah. He plays the Arkham prisoner. Yeah. Yeah, he was in the Eternals. No. Paul Dano played the Riddler. I personally think they should have just left the Riddler. I didn't like the two endings they had. Do I need to play all these past manhunts to cut up with the story? Oh, for Division? Kind of. I mean, yeah. Did you play the regular story? Did you play the main story campaign, Mo, for Division 2? Quintar with the $50 super chat says Ghost of PC gifting or whatever. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, no, the money wasn't the problem. It's the time. The time of what I want to put in. I gotta find time to sit down and play it. Like, I could play it like once a week, maybe. Maybe what I'll do is I'll play it, record it, and then upload it. Maybe that's what I'll do in my spare time. Yes, everything including the DLC. If you've played all the DLC and you've done the other manhunts, the last season really kind of caps off what's going to happen this one. So I would say, if you care, yes, play it. If you don't care, watch a YouTube video and then continue. I appreciate Quintar. Don't worry, it'll go towards gaming purposes. It'll go towards gaming purposes. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think they're making it where you don't have to have the DLC to do the end game. Well, they just opened it up. The entire end game is there for everybody now. They just opened it up today. Yeah, do it. If you play on, I don't know what difficulty you play on, but you could probably do it. Excuse me. You could probably do it within an hour and a half, and then start the next season. I'm the same. Yeah, you could go through the camp. You can go through the story missions and do the manhunt and be done with the entire thing in like an hour and a half. Sarge, are we playing the new season tomorrow instead of playing Star Wars? Or are we playing Star Wars? Water Bear with the $25. You're adding this for COD 6 storage money. Thank you very much. There's like 10 manhunts I didn't do. Oh, well, there's a lot of story there. Well, there's a lot of fluff there for a little bit of story. There's a lot of fluff for a little bit of story. For the 10 manhunts. You don't need to play the manhunts if you don't want to, Mo. If you play the DLCs in the main story, just do the last manhunt. Not the one that just started. Do the last manhunt. How you guys feeling about seasonal characters? Yeah. I'm not feeling it, Paul. I played Division 2 now because I just play it with Sarge. Do you know what I mean? I have more fun playing with Sarge while we're playing the game and shooting the shit while we shoot the shit than playing the game because I'm excited for the story. You could do both. Kelso's the last one. Right? It was Faye, then Kelso. I think it was Faye, then Kelso. Quintar and Water Bear, man. I'm giving you another round of applause. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Come on, Krebsy. Don't do that. I will likely jump back in now that season 2.0 because of the resets. Yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna play. We're in. We're in it, right? It doesn't take a lot of time. You come in, you do the missions, you're done within like an hour and a half for each of the things. It's fine. It's a seasonal content. I mean, I would rather have like story instead of go here, kill this guy, go back here, kill this person, go back over here, kill that guy, then kill the main person, wait 6 weeks. Oh yeah. Division 2. It's a good game. All right, Quintar. Oh, it's 12:30. I gotta get going. All right, tonight, I don't know what we're going to play tonight. We'll play something. There's a lot of games we could play. Oh, I know what we're playing tonight. What the fuck am I talking about? We're playing Fallout 76 tonight. It's a weekly reset, and the update came out. So I got to update my Fallout 76. That comes out today. So we're going to play the new content for Fallout 76. Go check out the new area. So that's what we're doing tonight. Tomorrow, we'll either play Battlefront 2040. I can't speak. Battlefront 2. Or we'll play Division 2 tomorrow night with Sarge. I appreciate it very much. We'll be back tomorrow morning for some gaming news if you don't come out tonight as we play some video games. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much for the $50 super chat and the $25 super chat, Quintar and Waterbear. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you'd like to go above and beyond that. Become a member as little as $5. And that's it. I'll see you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern for some gameplay. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for more gaming stories. Peace.